Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 146. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 5th of November 2014, beginning as usual with my first 5, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Amazing Spider-Man number 9. Spider-Verse begins here. Superstar artist Olivia Coipel joins Dan Slott to bring you the biggest Spider-Verse event ever. When a force of evil threatens spider characters throughout the multiverse, every Spider-Man ever is needed to save the day. Series writer Dan Slott told CBR-TV what he enjoys about writing Spider-Verse.
One of the fun things about Spider-Verse is that we're creating new Spider-Men. Along with using almost every Spider-Man ever, we're also throwing in all new ones. And some of the fun is not just like letting the writers come up with stuff, saying to artists like, go crazy on the page, give me some new Spider-Man. And I had one of those pages where I gave that direction to Giuseppe Camicoli, and he turned in this gorgeous page with all these Spider-Men he started making up, and I saw one, I was like, dude, we're writing him in. Right. We're using him, and right. Which is my favorite of the ones he did was the Spider-Man of a world where he's also Iron Fist. So instead of having a dragon tattoo, he has a spider tattoo. Right. And the way I see Spider Fist's powers working is the chi becomes extra arms, so it's like cool. Multi-chi. Sure. Yeah, so I'm like that. I see the stuff, it's so neat.
At number 2, we've got Detective Comics number 36. In Terminal Part 2, Batman's efforts to stop a contagion at the Gotham airport come crashing down. Guest writer Benjamin Percy shared his excitement for this story, quote, I grew up a comics nerd. I remain a comics nerd. I've been trying to break in for several years and finally got a pitch accepted by Mark Doyle at Detective Comics. Writing Terminal might be the most fun I've ever had at the keyboard. When writing about a character like Batman, someone whose story has been told thousands of times, I of course tip my hat to the mythology while also wanting to make him my own. Mine is sort of a riff off Frank Miller's aged Batman in The Dark Knight Returns. The story concerns a ghost plane that lands at Gotham International Airport. A quarantine might not be enough to contain what Batman finds on board. Close quote. At number 3, we've got Legendary Star-Lord number 5, Star-Lord Unleashed. All these basic busters out in space are about to get a taste of their own medicine, Peter Quill style. Mr. Knife steps from the shadows. The sky is Jag City. What is the mysterious Black Vortex? It's not a band, it's an ancient cosmic artifact that's gonna cause big trouble. Dude, space is awesome, but the ice cream up here sucks. Series writer Sam Humphries explained the plans for the Black Vortex as part of the next Marvel cosmic event. Quote, Guardians of the Galaxy and X-Men The Black Vortex is a Marvel cosmic event, and you can't achieve that epic scale without planting some seeds in advance. The Black Vortex is an ancient artifact with the power to unlock the cosmic potential within yourself. Imagine that metamorphosis that turned Norrin Radd into the Silver Surfer, or Jean Grey into Dark Phoenix, available to you. This is an artifact with the ability to change any character or alter the Marvel Universe forever, and it will make its debut in the Legendary Star-Lord number 5. Close quote. At number 4, we've got Batman Eternal number 31, the team-up you never saw coming, Alfred Pennyworth and Bane. Series co-writer Scott Snyder recently confirmed that Batman Eternal will return for year 2. Quote, the story ends in March, and then we'll do a year 2 after a break. We have to get way ahead on a weekly series before it starts coming out. Close quote. Co-writer James Tynion IV stated previously that the book has potential for extension. Quote, this story that we're telling right now is a 52-part story that we designed from the beginning, but this is Batman. There's no limit to the number of stories that you can tell with that character. You can see that just off the stands. Every day we're getting new books set in the Bat universe that really show the different corners of Gotham, some that we started seeding in Batman Eternal. I think that as long as people want to read Batman stories, there'll be Batman stories for them. Close quote. And at number 5, we've got All New X-Factor number 16, Access Tie-In. X-Factor has stolen the nuclear football from a Red Skull-controlled president and taken it back to Serval headquarters for protection. But what happens when they're greeted by a welcoming committee of Sentinels? Gambit takes his shirt off. Series artist Carmine Giandomenico described working with Peter David, quote, Peter and I communicate by email. I really like his writing skills and how he thinks and designs stories. All New X-Factor has a well-framed rhythm, very inward-looking with great action. As I read the scripts, I enjoy the surprise of new details, very exciting. And the characters grew in each issue. Polaris, Danger, Quicksilver, Gambit, Doug, Warlock, and at the end a new member, Georgia, who I love and had the honor to design. Peter is a legend to me. I know all his scripts. I grew up with his stories, especially with his Incredible Hulk, so bizarre and dynamic. Working with him today is an honor to me." Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got X-Men number 21, Exogenis Part 4 of 5. As the X-Men race to find the origins of the threat that has emerged from deep space, they discover that there's a larger conspiracy at work, one that may have its roots close to home. What are Agent Brand's ties to the mysterious Providian Order? How could Deathbird's secret upset the balance of the cosmos? And what does the third Summers brother and Rachel Gray's uncle, Vulcan, have to do with it all? At number 7, we've got Gotham Academy number 2. Olive joins the creepy Order of the Bat as an after-school activity, and we learn about her secret past. At number 8, we've got Miracleman number 13. Miracleman and Miracle Woman are whisked across the galaxy, where the future of humankind hangs in the balance before a conference of the Quiz and Warpsmiths. The price of Godhead takes its toll, Johnny Bates' torment deepens, and overcome by the year's events, Liz leaves. Book 3 continues in Hermes, including material originally presented in Miracleman number 13, plus bonus content. At number 9, we've got Spider-Verse Team-Up number 1, Spider-Verse Tie-In, which is obvious from the title. 2 Spidey stories per issue. The Old Man Spider-Man from Amazing Spider-Man number 500 and Spider-Ham team up to recruit Ben Reilly. Spider-Man Noir and Six-Armed Spider-Man go on a mission that terrifies them more than anything they've ever seen. And at number 10, we've got Tech Jacket number 5. Zach Thompson entered the Colossal as Tech Jacket, but what will he leave as? Plus, his parents make a very important decision that could, seriously screw things up for him at a time when he really doesn't need it. Seriously. For the best the rest from DC Comics, we've got Action Comics number 36. A new epic begins. The deck is stacked against Superman when Smallville is poisoned by the appearance of a dark magic and ancient horrors. Can Superman figure out what's going on and save his hometown before this evil epidemic spreads across the entire world? Next, we've got The Flash Season 0 number 2. Barry Allen and the CCPD investigate the murder of a man who appears to have been killed by snakes. But what's the connection to last issue's freakishly strong bank robber, and who is the mysterious Mr. Bliss? We've also got Grayson number 4. Grayson travels deeper into the organized chaos that is Spiral. Can he keep track of all the lies, or will he fall apart once he can no longer tell fact from fiction? And we've got The Names number 3 of 9. While the psychopath known as the Surgeon hunts down brilliant misfit Philip, Katya follows a trail of clues left by her late husband, which leads to Amsterdam and a bizarre sect known as the Tulips. The unlikely partnership of mother and stepson arrive in the heart of the financial district, where it seems that Katya's late husband is about to speak. From Marvel Comics, we've got Avengers and X-Men Axis number 4 of 9, Act 2, Inversion. The fate of the Red Skull decided, a founding Avenger quits, the birth of Kla, the strongest one there is, Doom tears down Latveria, the X-Men join their greatest foe. Next, we have Death of Wolverine, Life After Logan number 1. The news of Logan's death hasn't been easy for those who knew him best, but what do you do when you've got a runt-sized hole in your heart? I guess there's really only one way to celebrate a man who was the best there was at what he did. We've also got Death of Wolverine, the Weapon X program number 1 of 5, spinning out of the Death of Wolverine, Desperate Flight. The escaped subjects of the revamped Weapon X program flee increasingly deadly attempts to bring them back under control. What will kill them first? Their past, their strange new powers, or their mysterious connection to the Wolverine? And we've got Rocket Raccoon number 5, as seen on the blockbuster Marvel Studios film Guardians of the Galaxy. Rocket and Groot are back. It's the breakout hit series of the summer. As their space adventures continue, find out why Rocket Raccoon and Groot are quickly becoming the hottest characters in the Marvel Universe. How does the most dangerously daring critter of the cosmos get the bad guys? With its 2 best friends, Guns and Groot. From Boom Studios, we've got Cloaks number 3 of 4. Adam and the Cloaks crew rush to track down Evie before she can convince any of the potential candidates to join her cause, willingly or not. But has Adam been put into the field too soon by his father figure Blackstone, and could he be in grave danger? From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got John Carter, Warlord of Mars number 1. John Carter, Warlord of Mars returns in a new monthly series, officially authorized by Edgar Rice Burroughs, Inc. Superstar writer Ron Mars finally gets to pen the series he's always wanted to write, with amazing new art talent Abhishek Malsuni joining him. Return to the exotic landscape of Barsoom as John Carter has to save his adopted world, not to mention his beloved Deja Thoris, from an enemy like no other he's ever faced. John Carter must truly become Warlord of Mars against an adversary who is every bit his equal on the Savage Red Planet. An amazing new era for John Carter of Mars starts here. Next we have Solar Man of the Atom number 6, Solar versus Outer Space. Erica is trapped far from Earth and every alien wants to kill her, so Erica's really only got one option: fight outer space. It's one weird girl and her energy ghost dad versus everything in the universe. Brought to you by Frank J. Barbieri and Jonathan Lau. And we've got Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 9, all new arc, the perfect jumping on point. Turok heads to England, meets Robin Hood, gets swept up in an out-of-control struggle for power, and starts to learn why dinosaurs still exist, and what this has to do with asteroids and falling in love. Seriously, that all happens in this issue. From Image Comics, we've got Tooth and Claw number 1. Marvel's and Astro City writer Kurt Busiek returns to Image Comics with rising star artist Ben Dewey for an all-new ongoing series. Conan meets Game of Thrones meets Commandi, an original high fantasy epic for mature readers, as a secret conclave of wizards brings a legendary champion back through time to save the world with disastrous consequences. This action begins in a special double-sized first issue with 44 pages of story with no ads for the regular price of just $2.99. And from Valiant Entertainment, we've got the Death-Defying Dr. Mirage number 3 of 5. Down in the darkness, below the veil of the living world, deep in the lands of the dead, Dr. Mirage fights her way through the evils and monstrosities that besiege the spirits. But the real monsters live in the world above, where a sinister hit squad tries to put an end to Mirage's mission permanently. Out in trades this week, we've got The Walking Dead Volume 22, A New Beginning trade paperback. In the aftermath of all-out war, we discover a new beginning. Collects The Walking Dead number 127 to 132. We've also got Batman Arkham Asylum 25th Anniversary Deluxe Edition trade paperback new edition. One of the greatest Batman stories ever told, Batman Arkham Asylum, is celebrated in this 25th Anniversary Deluxe Edition, offered simultaneously as both a Deluxe Edition hardcover and a new edition trade paperback at DC Standard trim with a new cover by Dale McKeon. The inmates of Arkham Asylum have taken over and are demanding Batman in exchange for their hostages. Accepting their demented challenge, Batman is forced to endure the personal hells of the Joker, Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, and many other sworn enemies in order to save the innocents and retake the prison. During his run through this absurd gauntlet, the Dark Knight must face down his most dangerous foes and his inner demons. We've also got The Wake hardcover. The entire 10-issue Eisner Award-nominated series is collected in one volume. When marine biologist Lee Archer is approached by the Department of Homeland Security for help with a new threat, she declines but quickly realizes they won't take no for an answer. Soon she is plunged to the depths of the Arctic Circle to a secret underwater oil rig filled with roughnecks and scientists on the brink of an incredible discovery. But when things go horribly wrong, this scientific safe haven will turn into a house of horrors at the bottom of the ocean. And we've got Elektra Volume 1 Bloodlines trade paperback, the beautifully violent return of the world's most deadliest assassin. As Elektra prepares to shed her past and change her future, she braves the dangers of Monster Island and the psychotic killer Bloody Lips in her search for the elusive assassin known as Cape Crow. But the hunt becomes murkier when the hit is revealed as more than it seems. This might be one quest for which Elektra is ill-prepared. Will Marvel's deadliest femme fatale defeat Cape Crow and collect the biggest bounty of her career? Or will she do what she's never done before, protect the Mark and help the hardened killer and his son escape? Legendary assassins go head-to-head at the edge of the world, but it looks like Elektra's soul is right at death's door. Collecting Elektra number 1 through 5. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers, and you can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. Of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, or Twitter. You can find links to everything at the About section of he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.